welcome to another Minute Microscopy. I'm Eric Rosenblatt, and today I'd like to comment on an interesting piece of news. Apparently, even in 2023, you can be arrested for doing tarot readings. So, so recently, a metaphysical shop in Pennsylvania was visited by police because they offered tarot readings. From what I understand, there's a law in that area that was put into place in the 1800s, making such activities illegal. The cops merely warned the shop owner that they were in violation and didn't make any arrests or issue fines or anything like that. But even so, what kind of buffoon enforcement agent takes that law so seriously they'll ignore real crimes in order to hassle someone over tarot? I guess it was a slow day at the precinct, huh? The claim is that the purpose of the legislation is to prevent fraud. Well, you can defraud people in so many different ways, the core activities of which aren't at all illegal. So I don't understand why they singled out tarot, and even less so, why anyone in this century is carrying out police action based on such an antiquated, obviously biased rule. Aside from the fact that the mere existence of this law is comical, the case does highlight some concerns. First off, it shows that police might not be any better than mindless automatons if they're willing to carry out enforcement of obviously absurd rules. As an experienced human, you should have enough sense to filter out clearly stupid things, especially when your job requires you to carry a gun. Second, this event strongly debunks the statement, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Tarot reading is commonplace everywhere, and no one thinks anything of it. If I moved from Washington to Pennsylvania and opened a shop that did tarot readings, the last instinct I would have would be to scour through 2 centuries of Pennsylvania law to find out if it was illegal. I mean, should we dig through the mountains of regulations the country, the state, and the city has produced to verify that each and every activity we engage in is state approved? If we did that, we'd die of old age before we could take our first step outside. The third concern is that this law is still on the books. Isn't there some sort of system for deleting outdated legislation? Well, that was more of a rhetorical question. These systems are legislative factories who live to produce more and more, rarely undoing legislation unless it's politically beneficial. Well, anyway, this whole situation may seem like an insignificant thing, but I believe it's extremely important and something that should open our eyes to the greater risks that surround all of us. Have you read the entirety of your local laws and rules? My guess is not. And even if you have, it's probably almost incomprehensible and impossible to remember. The fact is, every one of us breaks the rules every day, and we don't even know it. Being a good person isn't enough when the enforcers operate on autopilot. An action or pastime you consider to be completely innocent could land you in jail, or worse. Just some food for thought.